Hari Hari Bol. Yes, back from the on a break. Let's continue from text 23. When, because of disease or old age, one is unable to perform his prescribed duties for advancement in spiritual consciousness or study of the Vedas, he should practice fasting, not taking any food. Very difficult. 24 to 31. Is the rules for giving up material body as a vanaprastha. The rules for giving up material body from 24 to 31. Very technical. Yes, he should properly place the fire element in his own self, and in this way give a bodily affinity by which one thinks the body to be oneself or one's own. One should gradually merge the material body into the fire element, earth, water, fire, air, and sky. Material element came to exist from the subtle to the gross element. All the gross element we see originated from sound in the mode of ignorance. A sound in the mode of ignorance produces all these things. The sky, the air, the fire, water, earth. When the soul leaves the body, all these material elements disintegrated as they came. They will go by in the same way. The water to air, water to fire, fire to air, air to sky, and air in the sky to the sound in ignorance. That is how everything goes. The body is an effect of a cause, namely the five material elements: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. In other words, one should know perfectly well that the material body is nothing but a combination of the five elements. This knowledge constitutes merging of the material body and the five material elements. Merging into Brahman in perfect knowledge means understanding perfectly that one is not the body but spirit soul. A sober, self-realized person who has full knowledge should merge the various parts of the body in their original sources. The holes in the body are caused by the sky. The process of breathing is caused by the air. The heat of the body is caused by fire. And semen, blood, and mucus are caused by water. The hard substances like skin, muscles, and bone are caused by earth. In this way, all the constituents of the body are caused by various elements, and they should be merged again into those elements. This is a deliberate way to give the body, to give out the body. which a devotee does not need. We don't need to go to do all this. By process of devotional Krishna consciousness, these things go automatically. Automatically they go like this. Thereafter, the object of speech, along with the sense of speech, the tongue, should be bestowed upon fire. Craftsmanship and the two hands should be given to the demigod Indra. The power of movement and the legs should be given to Lord Vishnu. Sensual pleasure along with the genitals should be bestowed upon Prajapati. The rectum, or the power of evacuation, should be bestowed in its proper place unto Mritu. The oral instrument, along with sound vibration, should be given to the deities presiding over the directions. The instrument of touch, along with the sense of objects of touch, should be given to Vayu. Form, but the power of sight, should be bestowed upon the sun. The tongue, along with the demigod Varuna, should be bestowed upon water, and the power of smell, along with the two Ashwini Kumara demigods, should be bestowed upon the earth. The mind, along with all material desires, should be merged into the moon demigod. All the subject matters of intelligence, along with intelligence itself, should be placed in Lord Brahma. False ego, which is under the influence of the material mode of nature, and which induce one to think, I am this body and everything connected with this body is mine, should be merged, along with material activities in Rudra, the predominating deity of false ego. Material consciousness, along with the goal of thought, should be merged in the individual living being, and the demigods acting under the molds of material nature should be merged, along with the perverted living being, into the supreme being. The earth should be merged in water, water in the brightness of the sun. This brightness into the air into the sky into the false ego. Yes, as I said before, false ego in the mood of ignorance. The false ego into the total material energy, the total material energy into the unmanifested ingredients, the pradhan, future of the material energy, and at last, the ingredient future of material manifestation into the super soul. That's the end. In this way, the soul leaves the body deliberately. When all the material designations have thus merged into their respective practices and material element, the living beings who are all ultimately completely spiritual, being one in quality with the Supreme Being, should cease from material existence, as flames cease when the wood in which they are burning is consumed. When the material body is returned to its various material elements, only the spiritual being remains. This spiritual being is Brahman, spirit, and is equal in quality with Param Brahma. So that is the end of Srila Bhakti Vedanta purport to the 7th canto, 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Perfect Society for Spiritual Order. So now we enter chapter 13, which describes the behavior of a perfect person. The behavior of a perfect person. And now Radhamuni is going to speak about sannyasi. And Narada Muni is going to, Prahlad Maharaj is going to meet with a Brahmana who is practicing Jagara Vritti, Jagara Vritti. The conduct of a sannyasi. We look at Vanaprastha, now is sannyasi. How a sannyasi should conduct himself. We also look at his consciousness, the consciousness of a sannyasi. Yes. So now we have met our material bodies. Now we are on a spiritual platform now. We are now Brahman. So now we are qualified to take sannyas. Yes, now we are sannyasis. So we can continue to understand the duty of a sannyasi. Sri Narada Uvacha Kalpastvaevan Paribrajyan Deha Matrabase Sitahan Gramaika Ratrat Idina Irapekshas Charin Mahim. Sri Narada Muni said, a person able to cultivate spiritual knowledge should renounce all material connections and merely keeping the body inhabitable. He should travel from one place to another, passing only one night in each village. In this way, without dependence in regard to the need of the body, the sannyasi should travel all over the world. How many sannyasis travel out of India, apart from Prabhupada? And these days, now Prabhupada has opened the way. But before this, before ISKCON, which sannyasi travel outside India? No one did. Only Srila Bhakti Dhira Swami sent 3 to London. Only London, not all over the world. But now Prabhupada has made it that all over the world, our sannyasis are traveling. He's already Japutaka Swami is the only person who says 4 days in one place. only he could do that, and he has gone around many times. Once the Prabhupada told one sannyasi, now we are sannyasi, your duty is to travel. Your duty is to travel. Now you are sannyasi, now you should travel. So the sannyasi started traveling. So when he gave sannyasi another devotee, he wanted to travel. Prabhupada said, no, you should not travel like that. Take care of the project. So the devotees were wondering, what happened? He told this Swami he should travel because the Swami was giving trouble to the management. So Prabhupada told him, travel. So he doesn't stay in one place and disturb the leaders, the managers there. But this one who is cool-headed and has a project, not that one you as a national can just start moving everywhere, go and eat prasadam, take services from devotees, and just go. That is not a sannyasi. A sannyasi must affect devotees wherever he goes, Krishna consciously. We are traveling to stimulate Krishna consciousness in the heart, not just traveling to go and show our expertise in anything. That is not a sannyasi. A sannyasi must do something that everybody will benefit. And seeing that Prabhupada told, you stay here and take care of the project. Of course, he has to travel. So sometimes he travel and sometimes he do the project. He's going to explain in text 23 and text something I forgot. Anyway, I will get to there. Properly is going to speak. Cover everywhere. It's covered everywhere very nicely. So this is a sannyasi. A person in the renounced order of life may try to avoid even a dress to cover himself. That is not. That is not. Sanatana Goswami he gave his expensive shawl to a torn cloth which was taken from when they were cremating a body, a dead body. Some of the dresses Sanatana Goswami used were on the dead body doing cremation. You have to take some and wash it and put on and wear. They are Paramahamsas. They are Paramahamsas. And people have to come to them in Vrindavan, people have to come to them to hear Krishna Katha. They didn't travel to America to go and preach Krishna consciousness with a torn cloth. In India, if you wear a torn cloth, you have a crack feet. You'll be worshipped because we consider a renunciate. You have a perfect renunciate. In the other places, a torn cloth, nobody is going to feel. Even if you are Krishna himself. Nobody will nobody, because nobody wants to be a beggar. No one wants to be a poor person. We want to have a name, to have position in the society. Therefore, to preach, the Prophet is going to speak on that also very nicely. You can even put on normal clothes. My spiritual master will expert in that. So, yes, go ahead, no problem.
Yes, I have a question regarding. I read that the yogis don't use any someone else's clothes, but Sanatana Goswami and all these acharyas, they're not following this instructions because they're Paramahamsas.
Yes.
But for a regular devotee, it's okay wearing someone else's clothes because someone else's clothes could have the energy of that person. Can Your Holiness say something about this?
All right, thank you. I will not, even in the ISKCON temple, I know during big temples in India, like in New Delhi, some places, during the Charanamrita, there is a handkerchief for cleaning hand after taking Charanamrita. The hand is washed and then there's a towel to clean hand. I don't use it. It's public. I don't use public things. I don't use it. I don't clean my hand there. I'll clean my hand with my own clothes, or in Mauritius they have a separate towel which I clean my hand. But public I don't use. In a guest house also they clean, wash bed sheets and pillows. I don't use. I use my own personal bed sheet, my personal clothes, personal gamsa, not public. I'm saying even in a ISKCON temple, I don't use. I use my personal things. Because everything we are wearing carried our energy. And we are taking the remnant of pure devotees because the energy inside the food. So when we take that, we get purified because of the higher energy. If you are sharing energy with people with different consciousness, there is effect. These things are very, very subtle. You're not gross things you don't see, but they are subtle and they have effect. Why we take remnant of pure devotees? Because of the effect it has. And it will purify us. I don't use any person's shoe. Even I see a devotee have the same color of the shoe with me, I will change it the next day. If you are staying together, I will change it. So he doesn't misuse my own, and also I'm misusing another person's one. Otherwise, we are exchanging energy, which will not be palatable for our progress in Krishna consciousness, because we don't know the consciousness of that person. We take from pure devotees or advanced devotees, we can take the remnant of food, the water that wash their feet, or the dust from their feet. These things are conducive for success in Krishna consciousness. All right? Shall we continue? A person in a renounced order of life may try to avoid even a dress to cover himself. If he wears anything at all, it should be only a loincloth. And when there is no necessity, a sannyasi should not even accept a danda. A sannyasi should avoid carrying anything but a danda and kamandadu. That's the only thing he should take. But Prabhupada is going to see that even that is not necessary. We continue. The Muni speaking. The sannyasi completely satisfied in the self. That's a sannyasi. Sannyasi should be satisfied in the self. Should live on alms begged from door to door, not being dependent on any person or any place. He should always be a friendly well-wisher to all living beings and be a peaceful, unalloyed devotee of Narayan. In this way, he should move from one place to another. How many qualities are here? How many qualities sannyasis should have? Counted very nicely.
Seven qualities.
Okay, 7 qualities. Anyone has less or more? Have less or have more? Let's see.
Eight qualities.
8 qualities.
8 qualities.
8 qualities. Anyone else have more or less? Okay, so let's count it practically. Let's count. The sannyasi completely satisfied in the self. A sannyasi must be satisfied in the self. 1. Should live on alms begged from door to door, not being dependent on any person or any place. He should always be a friendly well-wisher to all living beings. A friendly well-wisher to all living beings. And be peaceful, unalloyed devotee of Narayan. How many?
Until now, 7.
7. So it is 7. 7 qualities. No, it is 7 qualities. It's 7 qualities. In this way, he should move from one place to another. That is his explanation to the qualities. This is sannyasi. Must be peaceful. Otherwise, how can we make others peaceful? By our preaching. It should be friendly, a friendly well-wisher. A friendly well-wisher. A sannyasi should be a friendly well-wisher to all beings. All beings. All. Not hating anyone. No hatred. It's a friend. So a sannyasi should attract people. To come because of the purity. And he should attract people. This is what we saw with Prabhupada. He attracts people. And when people come, they would not like to go back. They want to stay. Purity should be the force. Not philosophy. The purity is the force. Now the Modi is going to speak about the consciousness of a sannyasi. Now he talk about quality. Now text 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6, he will talk about the consciousness of a sannyasi. What is the consciousness of a sannyasi? Narada Muni said, the sannyasi should always try to see the Supreme pervading everything and see everything, including this universe, resting on the Supreme. That is the consciousness of a sannyasi. He sees the Supreme Personality of God is pervading everything, and he sees everything, including this universe, resting on the Supreme. That's the consciousness of a sannyasi. It's not the dress, the quality. The dress is a different thing. The quality, the consciousness of a sannyasi. It means a sannyasi is the father of the universe. Complete Krishna consciousness. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, verse 30. Complete Krishna consciousness. 630.
Maharaj, 6.8 or 6.18?
30. 30.
6.30.
Yes. Yes. Yomam pashati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pashyati tashaham na pranashami sachamena pranashati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, he sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost. Nor is he or she ever lost to me. Sannyasi is to be one with Krishna, and Krishna will be seen in everything, anywhere, everywhere. That is the consciousness of a sannyasi. That is the consciousness. Not the dress, not just philosophy. During unconsciousness and consciousness, and between the two, He should try to understand the self and be fully situated in the self. In this way, he should realize that the conditional and liberated stages of life are only illusory and not actually factual. With such a higher understanding, he should see only the absolute truth pervading everything. Prabhupada explained, the unconscious state is nothing but ignorance. It means we're not aware of anything. Darkness of material existence. And in the conscious state, one is awake. The marginal state between the conscious and unconscious has no permanent existence. Therefore, one who is advanced in understanding the self should understand that unconsciousness and consciousness are but illusions, for they fundamentally do not exist. Marugita Lord Krishna described Anadi Twat, Nirguna Twat. The soul is eternal and has no beginning. So also the Supreme is eternal without beginning. What is a question of conscious and unconscious? It is eternally conscious. Consciousness is eternal. Forgetting that is not eternal, and then trying to remember that it's not eternal. Only the Supreme Absolute Truth exists, as confirmed by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Ayatatamidam sarabam jagat abjakta muruchina. Mastani sarva bhutani nachaham tesvabhastita. By me, in my own manifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Everything exists on the basis of Krishna's impersonal future. Nothing can exist without Krishna. Therefore, the advanced devotee of Krishna can see the Lord everywhere without illusion. We are still looking at the consciousness of a sannyasi. Text 6. Seeing the material body is sure to be vanquished, and the duration of one's life is not fixed. Neither death nor life is to be praised. Rather, one should observe the eternal time factor in which the living entity manifests himself and disappears. Manifest and disappearance. Temporal. And it is the time who is doing that. Manifest and unmanifest is conducted by time. And we check time by past, present, and future. So time is eternal because it represents Krishna. Because Krishna is eternal, time represents Krishna. In between is not eternal. The living entities in the material world, not only at the present but also in the past, have been involved in trying to solve the problem of birth and death. It's foolishness. Some stress death and point to the illusory existence of everything material, whereas others stress life, trying to preserve it perpetually and enjoy it to the best of their ability. Useless also. Both of them are fools and rascals. It is advised that one observe the eternal time factor, which is the cause of the material body's appearance and disappearance. The time is changing everything. So we should look at the time and not at what is manifesting and what is disappearing, because they will always go like that. and that one observe the living entities' entanglement in this time factor. Srila Bhakti Thakura therefore sings in this Gita Bali. Anadi karma fale, padi babara nava jale, tari barena deki upai. One should observe the activities of eternal time, which is the cause of birth and death. Before the creation of the present millennium, the living entities were under the influence of time factor. And within the time factor, the material world come into existence and is again annihilated. Being under the control of the time factor, the living entities appear and die, life after life. This time factor is the impersonal representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gives the living entities conditioned by material nature a chance to merge from this nature by surrendering to Him. Take 7 to 10 more qualities of sannyasi. More qualities of sannyasi. Ceremony is very thorough in his teaching. 7 to 10. Literature that is a useless waste of time. In other words, literature without spiritual benefit should be rejected. The sannyasis should not waste time for it. That means that one who has interest in literatures, in mundane literatures, newspapers, magazines, is not a suitable sannyasi. One should not become a professional lead teacher as a means of earning one's livelihood. Nor should one indulge in argument and counter-arguments. Nor should one take shelter of any cause or act or faction. No. Sannyasi is free. The Prophet has mentioned that we should study our scriptures very carefully and defend, which would mean argument. When there is a need, we should do that. Otherwise, there's no need to waste our time for arguing to prove our superiority. Doesn't make sense. There's no need. But if there's a need, there's a chance to defend. The property say we did. They challenge the scientists. Bring all of them here. I'm ready to face them. And he did. Point by point. Anyone advancing in spiritual knowledge must reject such literature. Furthermore, one should not concern oneself with the conclusions of various logicians or philosophers. Of course, those who preach sometimes need to argue with the contentions of opponents, but as much as possible, one should avoid an argumentative attitude. Yes. In this connection, Srila Madhvacharya says, there is no need to take shelter of unnecessary literature or concern oneself with many so-called philosophers and thinkers who are useless for spiritual advancement. Nor should one accept a disciple for the sake of fashion or popularity. One should be callous to these so-called sastras, neither opposing nor favoring them. And one should not earn one's livelihood by taking money for explaining sastras. He should not take money for explaining sastras. A sannyasi must always be neutral and seek a means to advance in spiritual life, taking full shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord. This is a sannyasi. He should not take money. Right? These days we are seeing so many unnecessary things. Some sannyasi will not go to a place if the place is poor. They will not visit there because they're not going to get big donations. They're not going to get big donations, they will not go there. Yeah, they go to places, they will get big donations. They go to Dubai, they go to South Africa, they won't come to West Africa. They will go to Dubai, they will go to South Africa, they will go to Russia. One sannyasi told me, I want to go to Russia because I heard that if you go there, immediately thousands of people will come for you to be initiated. I want to go there so I can get more disciples. I said, okay, Hare Krishna. That's not the teaching of Narada Muni here. Narada Muni is not teaching us that here. Narada Muni is teaching us that we should not be attracted to these things because that shows material qualities. We are going to accept someone because he has money. And if the person has no money, you're not a disciple. And even if we politically initiate the person, we will not give attention to the person. That disciple will not see us. Only the wealthy disciple will see us. But the simple disciple will not see us because they're not going to give us a big envelope, big check. Gurudev, take 10 billion. Then yes, you're a good disciple. So when you travel, you go and stay in that disciple's house. You will not stay at the temple. You go and stay in that disciple's house. You can get big money, some donations. That is not mentioned here. A sannyasi should be independent. Independence means that it's not the independent of Krishna, but the law. Independent means that we don't depend on ordinary people for our maintenance. Otherwise, we become controlled by them. So a person who is giving you big donations, you cannot tell the person to give us some certain bad habit. You don't have the power to talk to the person. You don't have the power to control, to tell the person what he's doing is wrong. That happened. When Bhishma Dev was going to speak, Draupadi challenged him. When I was in difficulty, he didn't say anything. And now you want to speak philosophy. I will not listen to you. Bhishma Dev said, that time I was contaminated by the maintenance of Dhira. But now Lord Krishna has made my body with the lotus hands. All those contaminations have disappeared. So whatever I will speak now is absolute. So when we depend on the rich people, they will control. A sannyasi should not be controlled by material things, by money, by position, by fame. Sannyasi should be pure so that we can deliver people that come to us. That's a sannyasi. So the Muni is speaking. Text 8. A sannyasi must not present allurements of material benefits to gather many disciples. Nor should he unnecessarily read many books or give discourses as a means of livelihood. Being repeated. He must never attempt to increase material opulences unnecessarily. I will read the whole purport because it's very nice. Just like I did for the Grihasa, I'm going to read this one also for Sannyasi. It's all very nice. So Prabhupada said, so-called so-called Swamis and yogis generally make disciples by alluring them with material benefits. There are many so-called gurus who attract disciples by promising to cure their diseases or increase their material opulence by manufacturing gold. A many examples. Do you remember anyone in India? Remember anyone?
One guru, Sadguru.
Sadguru.
He's a billionaire. So many disciples, but they are not like Gauriya Vaishnava. They are materialistic people. Thousands.
All right. Someone else?
Yes, I remember Sai Baba. Also, he has some, let's say, of CDs. Let's say, in a way, CDs.
Gold. He can produce gold. Terrible. Yes. So in this way, so many disciples come so that they will get the gold, not the Krishna Prema. The Guru should give Krishna Prema, not gold. Even if you want to help a disciple in difficulty, but that is to encourage the disciple, not to make that as a goal. The goal is to get Krishna Prema. And we should help devotee towards that.
Maharaj here also mentioned that Sannyasi should not build so many temples. Also, so many people come and stay at hotel and guest house.
Yes.
Now in Vrindavan, we can see so many people making temple, also making guest house for making money.
Yes.
Not for preaching Bas Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Only for making money.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
Now, where I am staying, Maharaj, in Chaitanya face on Vrindavan, like 4 years before, here was a land like 100 gus, only 10 lakh rupees. Now 1 crore rupee. 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore. Now, nearby my house, he is selling 3.80 crore rupee. Like 3 years before, he told me just a little price. 3 double, 4 double, Maharaj.
That's a problem. Inflation. Inflation because of
All
greed.
place become now guest house.
Yes. Yes. That is a problem. Sumati Visaka? Devi.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I missed that line. It's in the purport. Wait the line. Mataji, Prabhu, Maharaj, I will again ask you.
Okay. Go to Diana. You said what you wanted to say.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
What about, for example, I saw some sannyasis that, for example, they teach Ayurveda or astrology or perform fire sacrifice, but just to maintain themselves, to have some donations. But they say, I'm charging money because I'm using it for Krishna consciousness. But there's some energy involved, economic energy involved. How do you honestly see that? Because he's teaching some material things.
That is business. That is not Krishna consciousness. That is business. It's only Banu Maharaj, he did success for devotee. Well, I don't think he charged anything. He never charged devotee for anything. Nothing. You don't take money from anybody. Anything. That is pure. Taking money as business. It also means faithlessness in Krishna. If you have faith in Krishna, why Krishna will not maintain us? Why Krishna will not maintain us? It is faithlessness in Krishna. It's contamination. It's business. That the Modi did not approve it, and Prabhupada did not approve it. Yes. Mahaprabhu Kripa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Maharaj, Danut Pranam.
Thank you.
Maharaj, we had that Vrindavan temple, ISKCON. Side of it, there was a Gurukul. Now that entire Gurukul has been being replaced by putting up a huge guest house facility. And that guest house, despite of the fact that there are so many guest houses and hotels which are already there in Vrindavan, that sacred place is now being converted into a guest house. And then people have to pay 15 lakh, 20 lakh rupees for getting 1 month or 15 days, 16 days place in the guest house. So that is one question I had.
Yes, Prabhu, want to say something? The singer want to answer the question? Yeah, they in Vrindavan.
More or less ISKCON Vrindavan, they are taking this donation because of ISKCON Vrindavan, so many guest houses around our temple. So if devotee give their money to ISKCON Vrindavan, they're also getting benefit. All money goes to Krishna service.
Yes.
And they would come and they can also peacefully stay here in temple area.
Yes.
This money not going to outside.
Yeah, that is for maintenance. That is good. It's maintaining the temple. There's a lot of expenses also there in the temple. So there's a need to have something like NVT. It's a business of maintain to help support the temple. Instead of, I think our movement should have something like this, because if we constantly go to harass people, they're not going to give us with good mind. And it will not be so pure, and since it's not so pure, it will not help the people who are giving. If people come and give donation naturally in their own self, they will benefit more. So it's necessary for us to have something to maintain the temple so that people can come. So in that case, the guest house, when they come to Krishna consciousness, they will benefit more. They say that the sattvic environment, they can hear kirtan, they see deities and take prasadam. I think that is good. That is good. Sannyasis sometimes indulge in material opulence by unnecessarily constructing many temples and monasteries, but actually such endeavors should be avoided. Temples and monasteries should be constructed for the preaching of spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, not to provide the hotels for persons who are useful for neither material nor spiritual purposes. Srila Bhakti Dhira Saraswati Thakur, his principle is all the vehicles should it's very hard. Nobody use the vehicle, the temple, to go to the hospital. The vehicle is only for preaching, not for going to hospitals. That's Bhakti Dhira Saraswati's standard. I remember also a few years ago, one devotee, one of our members, he donated buses to some temples in Nigeria, and His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj asked me, tell all the temple people, no one should use this money to run around the city. They should use it only for preaching, only for Sankirtan, for Harinam. I told them, those who followed, they still have their vehicle, but those who don't follow, their vehicle broke down. It didn't last. They are back to square one, they said. So using them for Krishna, proper saying, if you use for Krishna consciousness, this is nice. Temples and monasteries should be strictly off limit to worthless clubs of crazy men. In the Krishna consciousness movement, we welcome everyone who agrees at least to follow the movement's regulatory principles. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no eating, no gambling. In the temples and monasteries, gatherings of unnecessary rejected crazy fellows and lazy fellows should be strictly disallowed. The temples and monasteries should be used exclusively by devotees who are serious about spiritual advancement in Krishna consciousness. Srila Vishnu Chakrabarti Thakura explains the word Aramban as meaning Matadi Vyaparan, which means attempt to construct temples and monasteries. The first business of the sannyasi is to preach Krishna consciousness. That's the first business. First business of a sannyasi is to preach Krishna consciousness. But if, by the grace of Krishna, facilities are available, then, excuse me, he may consult temples and monasteries to give shelter to the serious student of Krishna consciousness. Serious student. Otherwise, such temples and monasteries are not needed. Serious disciples. The Guru construct a temple to keep them so they can preach. That is the point. Otherwise, there's no built temple for people, a hotel for people to come and stay and do their sinful activities. As condemned. The Muni continued. A peaceful, equipoised person who is factually advanced in spiritual consciousness does not need to accept the symbols of a sannyasi, such as the Tridanda and Kamandalu, according to necessity. He may sometimes accept those symbols and sometimes reject them. That was the reason why Lord Nityananda Prabhu broke the danda of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu took the danda of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took the danda, held the danda in his hand, and looked, hey, Mr. Danda, tell me. Please, Danda, I'm asking you, please tell me, what is the logic behind you being carried by the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Can you explain to me why the Supreme Lord is the maintainer of everything and is carrying you? Can you tell me the reason why you allowed this to happen? The Danta kept quiet. No answer. I'm asking you, Mr. Danda, tell me the logic. What is the reason why you allowed to be carried by Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Tell me. The Danda kept quiet. Lord Chaitanya broke it into 3 pieces and threw it to Danda Banga River. Now there's a temple there. You know, by ISKCON, but I have a guest house. So you can get some money to maintain the place as well. That's the reason why Nityananda Prabhu did that. And why he broke it into 3? Why did he break into 3, not 2, not 4? Why Nityananda Prabhu broke only 3, not 4, not 2? Why 3? Okay, thank you. Any other contribution? Why 3?
Maharaj, 3 mode of material nature, because Lord is above 3 mode of material nature, is a Nirguna.
Okay. Very good. Something
For
else?
three sandhya, different phases of day.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Something more? We hear these things now. We hear this every day, and we have already spoken about them many times yourself. So, why 3? It broke into 3. All right. Thank you. Thank you all of you for your contribution. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu want to prove to us that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Tridandi Sannyasi, not Ekadanda Sannyasi. He is a Tridandi Sannyasi. So he broke it into 3. This is Holy Bhakti Charu Maharaj's explanation. Explanation to that. So yes, it's not compulsory to carry that. Kamadelu and the Danda. Unless one is in the Paramahamsa stage. He is not eligible to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. For Paramahamsas or Sannyasis in the Vaishnava order, preaching is the first duty. To preach, so sannyasis may accept the symbols of sannyas, such as the danda and kamandalu. Or sometimes they may not. Generally, the Vaishnava sannyasis, being Paramahamsas, are automatically called Babajis, and they do not carry a kamandalu or danda. Such a sannyasi is free to accept or reject the marks of sannyas. His only thought is, where is there an opportunity to spread Krishna consciousness? Sometimes the Krishna consciousness movement sends its representative sannyasis to foreign countries where the danda and kamandalu are not very much appreciated. I have very bitter experience with it. Every time I travel with the danda, I will spend 1 hour. I will collect the bag for a few minutes, but the danda alone will take me 1 hour. And even that 1 hour, I have to move here and there, here and there, here and there. Even before you take it in, you have to go through a different security. So difficult to carry danda and travel. So now I keep one here, I keep one in India, I keep one in Brazil. So when you get there, I can take it and move around if I like. We send our preachers in ordinary dress to introduce our books and philosophy. Our only concern is to attract people to Krishna consciousness. We may do this in a dress of a sannyas or sannyasis, or in the regular dress of a gentleman. Our only concern is to spread interest in Krishna consciousness. That is the goal. And Prabhupada himself, he said, devise many ways to spread Krishna consciousness. We should devise many ways. That is our duty. We should devise many ways to expand Krishna consciousness, to find a way how to give Krishna to people. That is our responsibility. And that requires contemplation. It requires contemplation. It requires empowerment. Empowerment requires contemplation. How to contemplate, to beg the Lord to show us the way. Then the Lord will give intelligence how to do it. A proper devise many ways to spread Krishna consciousness. College preaching, club membership, life membership, deity worship, Harinam, food for life, what they get, Bhakti Vrisha, Hatha, Namahata. What again? Prison preaching, jungle preaching. Yes. So many ways, proper device. Why? To make one pure devotee. He devised many ways to do that. See, we are studying Bhagavatam now. He gave to us. We're chanting Hare Krishna, he gave to us. So many ways. We have to keep it on. And this morning I was hearing him, and he said, when the sun is up, the glowworms have no space. Therefore, let us keep the fire of Krishna consciousness burning. And the glowworms, all these gurus and that gurus and all this, they will not have space. You have to keep the fire of Krishna consciousness burning. Although a saintly person may not expose himself to the vision of human society, by his behavior, his purpose is disclosed. To human society, he should present himself like a restless child. And although he is the greatest thoughtful orator, he should present himself like a dumb man. A great personality very much advanced in Christian consciousness may not expose himself by the signs of a sannyasi to cover himself. He may live like a restless child or a dumb person, although he is the greatest orator or poet. Orator here means poet. Yes. Poet. All right. We have 5 minutes. Can we take break or should? What do you think? Can take break here?
Break.
Yes, Maharaj.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
To see you tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Srimad Bhagavatam.